you know how on streaming shows there's no set time limit. They're always just like random amounts of, like one episode might be 40 minutes, one episode might be 25 minutes, one episode might be 50 minutes.
Oh, I've never noticed that.
You've never noticed that? It drives me crazy. And I think it's, as somebody who edits so much, it made me realize that you should create limits in your editing. It shouldn't just be, I want this episode to be as long or as short as it needs to be. And I think that is true to a degree. But I also think that, for example, if you're writing a comedy, like when Arrested Development went to Netflix, the episode lengths were just all over the place. There were episodes that were like 40 minutes. There were episodes that were like 20 minutes. It was just...
That's odd.
Yeah, because there was no limiting factor anymore. It was just, this is going to be broadcast on TV. There's no commercial, so let's just... But it really suffered. It was like something about having... Like something about the network saying, hey, you have to cut this down to 22:30. It just has to be that long because that's how many commercials you have to play. It's like, oh, but I'm going to lose the funny joke. Well, okay, but the tighter you make it, the better everything in that 22:30 is going to be. So
even if you have to lose a funny joke.
It's better to lose a funny joke than for you to think that this is funny and I'm going to keep it all in, because it's not as funny. Having to have people come around you and say, well, if we have to cut everything, you might want to cut that joke.
Yeah, people are being more honest.
That's the weakest joke. Yeah.
People are being more honest.
And everybody is having to fight for the jokes that they wrote. You know what I mean? Say, well, what about, if you got to take out one of my jokes, take out that one because I want to keep this, So... just a short little thought. I was thinking about,
a good thought.
Especially like Disney Plus shows, like the Star Wars shows, the episode lengths are just like all over the place, and I think it's just, I think that everything would be better if they just said, all right, every episode of this is going to be 30 minutes, and that's a little bit shorter than every episode is, and so we have to sit here and trim it down and make it work.
That makes sense. I didn't know that. That does make sense though.
I think that when the streaming stuff started, that was kind of the excitement. And at least for me, I was like, oh, now we're not like confined to broadcast standards. So things can be longer. But I'm realizing now, I was like, no, if you can't tell a good story in half an hour, you're not going to tell a good story in 40, 50 minutes.
Yeah, it's not going to help you.
You just think that, oh, great.
Yeah.
I don't care.